how to build your own life insurance policy, or I should say custom life insurance policy. You know, over the years, a lot of times we get questions or individuals will reach out stating, Steve or IBC Global, I've done some research around high cash value life insurance and I'd like to see the following options. Can you provide it to me? And my mindset is, yeah, absolutely. I'd like to show you information because I'd want to see it. I was once in that position and I wanted to see the information so I could better understand it and not have someone tell me, well, you have to talk to me or do all this research first. And doing research, there's nothing wrong with that. It's good, so I'm properly educated, but I wanted to see the information. So often we'll get questions, hey, can I see a customized or an example of a policy, several illustrations with different companies? And my answer is yes, I'd absolutely like to get you the information. We will get you the information, but in preparing a policy and putting it together, there are some things that help us very much as far as making sure everything's set up properly. Here we go. The three main things are how much do I want to pay in, how long, and what are my goals? So, for example, under how much do I want to be able to pay into a policy per year? And this really should have to do with that word. How much do I want the ability to pay into a policy in any given year? We talk about this all the time, right? Where I might want the ability to pay in $50,000 per year, say it's $100,000 per year, but I don't want to get a bill for $100,000 per year. So what we can do is design a policy where perhaps I commit to a minimal amount and then have the ability to add more funds at leisure. So what helps us is if we need to know how much do you want to pay in, you may have an example or a situation where you say, hey, I want to pay 10K, but I'm expecting a windfall. Things may go very well, or every year at the end of the year I get extra money. I'd like to be able to add more. Does that mean I have to open up a new policy or can I enhance my existing one? So I might want the ability to add up to 50K. And really where that helps us, so I want to commit to 10, but have the ability to go up to 50, is when we design the policy. A conversation is always helpful, but not everyone has time for that, and you might want to see samples first, and I fully respect and understand that. So with that in mind, we'll say, okay, if Steve wants the ability to pay up to $50,000, but he only wants to commit to 10. As we show samples with different products, different companies, what we're going to do is make sure that we construct the premium at the proper amount, show options, perhaps of a minimum premium. If you said, hey, I'd like to see a higher split, because a lot of times people want to show me a 1090 and also show me a 50-50 or 25-75, whatever it might be, let us know. I mean, I'm all for showing the options. PUA, we'll know what else to allocate toward the PUA. I also am a fan of showing, hey, what's a policy look like, right? If I have the ability to go up to 50, I only commit to 5,000, what's it look like if I pay in 10K per year? So I've built in the window room, I've equipped the policy to handle 50,000 per year, but I only pay in 10. How does that perform? Because it's not going to break even on year 4 or 5 like a max funded policy will. That's the kind of stuff that helps us up front, and it helps you seeing that up front as opposed to just hearing about it or seeing generic conceptual examples. So again, how much, where we take this is, where do we set the premium? How much do we illustrate going into PUAs? How much death benefit do you want? Minimums, maximums, flexibility. So minimums and maximums, what I mean there is how low can I set the premium with whatever insurance company? How much can I add to PUAs? How flexible is it? Some companies let me throw money into PUAs anytime I want. Some don't. Some say you've got to go through underwriting first. Some require that you schedule it properly up front. A lot of details here, a lot of information. These are often topics we will discuss via phone calls, and we've got content on it as well. However, these are good items to consider if you're interested in, hey, I'm interested in building a policy or seeing certain examples. I want to customize it so it fits my needs, but I'd like to see it before I talk to you. Or I'm considering moving forward. I'm talking to a number of individuals. Can you show me some options and information? Yeah, I mean, this is more of a business philosophy, but I look at it this way. I want the best option, the best price. I want to see everything up front, just like these guys would show me it. If they sold life insurance, cash value life insurance, that's custom designed. So understanding the limits, right? This helps us. So if you say, I want the ability to pay in $50,000 per year, I'm going to make sure that the insurance company limit is set up properly. How much can I add in PUAs in respect to my premium? I'll make sure the MEC limit is set up properly. I should say our office will. If I want to fund for a long period of time, we will typically overinflate the MEC limit. This way we don't trigger a MEC. And if we underfund it, we'll cut the term rider. There's ways to get the best of all worlds in that respect. I know there's a lot of information out there on that topic, which is interesting when you really break it down. So again, the main question around how much is how much do I want the ability to pay into a policy on any given year? Not commit to, but have the ability to. And you might say, hey, I want to pay in 10 grand per year, max out my 10 grand. I want to pay in 300K per year, max out my 300K. If that's the case and you're looking for, call it an order taker, I mean, yeah, we'll show you the order, no problem. And then if you want to continue to work with us indefinitely, you can. If you say, I don't want to talk to anyone, we'll continue to provide you updates, recordings, things to be aware of, right? What we don't want to do is not provide enough information and then have someone run into a situation where they trigger a MEC, they can't pay as much as they wanted to into it any longer, that kind of stuff. So there's ways we provide information on that, even if we're not really into talking to people. How long do I want to fund? Get this question a lot. I've got a lump sum of money. Should I pay it in 1 year, break it up over a couple of years? Maybe I want to stop in 5 years, 10 years. Maybe I'm uncertain. Potentially, I want to pay in forever, but I just don't know yet. You can equip a policy for any of these. That's the thing. You can customize the funding period, customize the ability to fund for a shorter or longer period of time. A discussion does help here. However, if we are uncertain, what I like to do first, so I say, hey, I got to talk to you first to be able to figure this out. You say, I don't want to talk. Like, I want to see the options first. And I've been in that situation before because you got 10 million things going on. You're like, I don't have time to talk, but I'm interested. Can you just show me the options? How I view it is, all right, well, let's show him the options. If he's uncertain, show him the same product, same company with multiple options, funding it for 5 years, and then also till age 65 or 10 years or 30 years or forever. This way, you can see the pros and cons, and if there's differences, questions will come up and we'll go through them, but there's nothing wrong with seeing it up front. Because if I don't see it up front or try and force a conversation first, not everybody's into that. And if you are, we'll definitely have a conversation with you. And then we've got goals. This is helpful, especially if you've got a goal around death benefit and legacy planning. You might say, I want to leave $5 million to my family, or $2 million in a death benefit no matter what happens. Legacy planning is very important to me. No problem. Cash value, maybe I just want to build that up. Safe, liquid, tax-free. Go through the tax benefits thoroughly. What could potentially trigger a taxable event? So if the goal is to use cash value, we're going to make sure we provide information to you on that, whether it's written, video content, phone calls, and we'll constantly do that. Anybody who works with us gets updates typically every 6 months. Loan features, maybe we want to borrow from the policy, use it for income, whatever it might be. We've got shorter videos on this as well. The main thing here is if you're looking to build your own customized policy and would like to see examples, really what we need to know is how much do I want the ability to pay in, how much do I want to pay in, how long, and then what are some goals. That's a good starting point. And then through conversations and working and seeing additional examples, you'll begin to refine your decision-making process and can select the option that you feel is best for you. Not that we feel is best for everyone. There's a million different ways to design a policy. So that will help us. I hope this helps, and I'll talk to you soon. Enjoy. Hey guys, Steve Parisi here. If you enjoyed the content you just saw, please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell for future videos. If you'd like more information or to see some custom policies for yourself, feel free to call or email our offices at the contact information below.